This video is an introduction to wind load solutions, who we are and what we provide. So we originated in Naples, Florida in the year 2002, and this was also the first year that the first state, Florida, required wind load pressures to obtain a building permit. In 2006, we went live with our first website, windloadcalc.com. And in 2020, the company was rebranded as Wind Load Solutions. We can be found on the web at windload, one word, .solutions, where the word solutions is the extension, not .com. Just an additional FYI, the extension solutions for your domain, or in this case, Windload, is specific to websites that provide actual solutions. So its intention is for this. And the Windload program itself is based on the latest ASCE 7 publication. So as they're updated, so is the software. And Windload Solutions program is based in Microsoft Excel. So we've been doing this for quite some time, for 20 years now. So let's get started. Now let's go to the next slide, which are types of wind. So let's understand the types of wind that we have to encounter. We have hurricanes. These are located on the southeast coastal region of the United States. The states that are most impacted are Florida, Louisiana, North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas. And tornadoes are in the Midwest region of USA. States that are most impacted is Georgia, Iowa. Georgia's not really west, but it meets that area actually. So we have Kansas, Missouri, we have Ohio, Texas, Illinois, Nebraska. These locations, Indiana could also be put in there. Mountains, and the higher you go, the winds can get quite high. So in the western region of the United States, you'll find this. So California, Colorado, Montana, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, we'll see high wind loads in the mountain area. What we want to also point out here is in the bold, we show Florida and California. This is to point out that these two states currently by law require that you have to have wind loads or you're not going to be able to get your building permit. And soon with the way the weather has been going, it's likely that other states will be also joining. So it's good to start now. So really, tornadoes is not required in the Midwest. There's no state in the Midwest right now in the year 2022 where it's required by law for you to have this. But if you want to stay safe and keep your structure sound, then this it'd be a good idea to just build and design appropriately. Next, let's just take a look at who, what, where, when, why, and how about wind loads. So anyone who needs a permit to build or renovate should have wind loads done. So what are these? Wind load pressures are for roof types and wall openings like windows, doors, storm shutters, etc. So you have a positive, negative pressure for each of these openings or the roof. Where? It's accepted across the USA and worldwide. For the USA, we use ASCE 7 publication, but the IBC, which is the International Building Code, references the ASCE 7. So you have to look for the latest publication, for the latest version that the IBC that you have is referencing to know which ASCE version that you need. But everything about wind, the criteria about wind, pressures in it, according to the IBC, is just a straight reference to ASCE. So it is used worldwide, although there are locations that do have their own specific types of wind load calculations. Australia has their own, for example, but I think the ASCE 7 could be used basically anywhere. When? Well, it's required when approval is needed from your permit department. And why? Well, you need to be certain that your structure has the proper design and materials to withstand high winds. So in case there is this huge storm, you don't want to have to be worrying if your window is going to blow in. How? The best way is to use our Wind Load Solutions wind load calculator. It's also the lowest cost when you start weighing everything in. So other things you could do, you could go to an engineering firm. This is where you'll really see some highest costs because you have to pay for overhead and whatnot for that employee to do that work and get it back to you. Plus you have to wait for the queue of the people, so you're going to have a longer time to wait. So the turnaround time, I don't know, and but it's probably not going to be the same day. And then how much? It's definitely going to be more. And then you're going to have to do it every single time. If you go through a firm versus having the calculator, you can use it as many times as you want. And the code doesn't update for about every 5 to 6 years, so it's good for 5 to 6 years. Now, what we would also like to explain here, commonly asked, is what is CNC? What does that stand for? What is MWFRS? Well, what does that mean? So CNC is components and cladding. This is used for wall opening applications such as windows, doors, sliding glass doors, storm shutters, etc. All openings on your wall. So it doesn't matter what it is. If there's an opening, you need to have a wind load for it. Roof applications. You have the corners of your roof. You're going to have the highest wind right there on the corners. The perimeter, the ridge, the interior portion of the roof, parapet. All these are components and cladding. Now, the main wind force resisting systems is what that stands for, the acronym MWFRS. And what is that for? Well, this applies to the entire structure as a whole. It doesn't look at windows and things specifically, but how is this going to overturn the entire building? So this identifies pressures from grade level all the way to the top and provides those pressures to identify what pressure would be applied, and that would turn that over. And then you will need to be able to withstand that pressure so that it does not flip over. So how to apply? Wind load pressures are calculated by the program. So everything's calculated in there and connected with formulas. So you get your maximum positive and negative pressures in pounds per square foot, which is what the permit department is looking for. And this is for every wall opening and roof section. So wall openings, so a selection of all windows, doors, storm shutters, etc. They need to be rated higher than the maximum positive, negative wind load pressure that the program gives to you. So this can get a little confusing at first, but just to understand, if you, for example, have a home, you're going to put a window in this opening on your wall, right? So you're going to look at your Anderson or Pella book. You picked out your window that you like, and then after you've selected it, then you can go to the back of that book, find that same window. You'll find the pressure ratings for it. And then that's what you do. You compare that with what's here in the program, and you need to be able to withstand the pressure that's in the program, that so that you have the strongest window, door, etc. that will withstand the pressures that you are likely to see in your area. That's how this works. So then roofs. What about those? So you have to, this helps you in the design of your roof. For example, the quantity and size of tie downs for rafters, etc., for trusses, everything of your roof, based on the wind loads provided. Again, you need to be able to withstand what's being given so that it doesn't pull apart or blow away. And that's basically how the program is referenced. But why use wind load solutions? Well, we do have 20 years experience. That is number one. But our program performs all, I want to stress all, the complicated wind load formulas, making everything straightforward and easy for you, the user. So you don't have to do much of anything, just general information, right? So everything's formatted, so really anyone can use and understand this. It's not just something for engineers to use. Some other benefits. We discussed cost savings. You have the program versus an engineering firm. A huge difference. In fact, the engineering firm is likely using this software. Accurate, and then charging you a lot more. Accuracy. You cannot get more accurate than a computer versus a human. You can't. Speed, right? To get things done. So program versus doing things manually. You can do this by hand. By hand, it could even mean you yourself using Excel to do this. You can do it, but there will be situations it's going to take you a long time to figure out versus this program specifically made for wind load calculations. We'll go through it in various steps, but it is the easiest way. So the 3 easy steps to get wind loads. We broke it down. It is this easy. These 3 steps. First, you got to put in your main input, which is your general information about your structure, such as length, width, height, and then we'll have pull down menus and things like this for you. You provide the location, give an idea of where it's at. For the you type in the velocity, and with basic information, you will have your pressures in no time. So the output from just step 1 is that you get all your main wind force resisting systems wind loads, everything. You don't have to do any of those calculations. In addition to that, you'll also get the values for all wind load formulas and the variables within them. So what we mean is in the book you get formulas. We have them written out in the program, and then you have the answer already calculated in there. So you have the value already calculated equals showing the formula. So if you need to print this out and show it to anyone or do a review of any kind, you have the information. Step 2 and 3 are both related to components and cladding. Step 2 is for wall opening. Step 3 is for the roof. So the output is the same in the sense it's maximum positive, maximum negative wind load pressures for both your wall openings, such as windows, doors, storm shutters, etc., and your roof sections, and for all different types of roofs, gable, hip, multi-span, monoslope, sawtooth, etc. If you have a gable with overhang, that also can be done. So no problem. So now that's the introduction of wind load solutions, and now we're ready for step 1 of the program. So we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.